Now in 4 News Now at 6, Spokane police are searching for a person who shot and killed a man near Yasuhara Middle School this morning.
We got more rain this weekend, but there will be some breaks for you to catch. I'll help you stay dry in your first alert forecast.
And a voice for Spokane's black community revived. The Black Lens newspaper prints for the first time since the death of Sandy Williams. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. Well, good evening and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Dice. A man was arrested in Las Vegas and he'll be extradited back to Spokane in connection to the death of a toddler in northwest Spokane. Police were called to a home on North Ash near Francis Wednesday night where they were not able to save the life of a 3-year-old boy. Major Crime says it has probable cause to charge John Jones with second-degree murder. He'll be back in Spokane in the coming days or weeks. Spokane police are now looking for a person who shot and killed a man in North Spokane. The shooting happened on Hamilton and Jackson near Yasuhara Middle School at around 2 o'clock this morning. Police say the man was found in a yard outside of a house on Hamilton Street. They say it doesn't appear to be a random incident. The victim's name will be released at a later time. And just a few blocks away at Jackson in Denver, the SWAT team surrounded another house. But police tell us this was not related to the murder investigation on Hamilton. Detectives were serving a search warrant for a fraud and forgery investigation. Officers tell us the SWAT team was there because of safety concerns and risk factors involving the house, but they did not say what those concerns were. Law enforcement cleared the area within about an hour. All right, time to get to your first alert forecast. Meteorologist Matt Gray and for Chris Crocker tracking some rain returning this weekend. We knew it would happen.
Yeah, that's right. It was nice to have a little bit of a break, though, today. Just cloudy skies, and hopefully by the end of the weekend, we can kind of bust through the clouds here a little bit. We'll talk about that coming up, but let's begin with where we're watching for some rain this evening, or perhaps something other than rain. I know it's crazy that we haven't talked about snow in a while here in late January, and now here we are in early February over the course of this week, but we are going to start to see it come back into our lives at least a little bit over this weekend, and that starts tonight with rain and mountain snow in western Montana. That is eventually going to start pushing its way into North Idaho and eventually all the way to eastern Washington. And it begins tonight around Lookout Pass, where we have seen some showers begin to move in. And you can see there's a little bit of shine there out on the road. So we'll be looking for wet and then the potential for some slippery road conditions later tonight and then into the morning. We'll be watching 4th of July Pass tomorrow as well. That's because our snow levels are finally dropping. They were up around 6,000 to 7,000 feet at the beginning of the week. Now they're going to be settling in at about just above 3,000 feet, well within most of our passes. And then by Sunday morning, they'll be close enough, especially for some higher benches like 5 Mile, the South Hill. This is where we have the potential here to maybe even see a little bit of snow mixed in with some of the rain that we expect that'll be hanging around the area on Sunday morning. But the big thing and something that we need desperately is mountain snow. So it is great that it is coming back this weekend. As for your plans this weekend, well, you'll be dodging some showers and the potential in some spots for some wintry mix. I'll show you where we will have the breaks in the wet weather for you to do some things outside coming up.
Well, a 15-year-old student who was stabbed in the chest in a girls' bathroom at Chettle Park High School yesterday is now resting at home tonight. There was concern that she might have needed heart surgery, but thankfully, it doesn't look like she does. Police say the stabbing happened during a fight involving 4 students yesterday morning. The mom says her daughter was defending a friend who was being bullied at school. One student was detained following that incident. The former Pasco police officer convicted of killing a woman in East Spokane in 1986 wants the judge to reconsider his conviction. The judge found Richard Aguirre guilty of killing Ruby Das in the December trial. But now Aguirre has a new lawyer who says there's insufficient evidence to support that Aguirre was the only suspect who pursued Das and that the crime was premeditated. The defense wants Aguirre's conviction to be reduced from first-degree to second-degree murder. Aguirre was supposed to be sentenced on Monday, but that's been delayed until March 4th while the judge considers this motion. Well, tonight, a major victory for local journalism. The Black Lens, Spokane's only black newspaper, is officially relaunching. The paper was founded by the late Sandy Williams, a trailblazer who wanted to give the black community a voice and to share their stories. Jordan Smith was at the relaunch event this afternoon and joins us in studio now with the story.
Yeah, well, this paper was one of the many things Sandy was proud to have kick-started during her time, and that was halted when she was tragically killed in a plane crash in 2022. Thanks to a helping hand by the Spokesman Review, this paper has new life and a brand new audience. It was smiles all around at the Black Lens relaunch party. Everyone sifting through the latest edition of Spokane's only black newspaper, now back in circulation.
It's excited to have it in print and to see it in color. It's back, and I think that that's really exciting, and it's something that all of Spokane can be proud of.
It was founded in 2015 as a part of a vision by Sandy Williams to bring more stories from the black community to the surface. The initial number of subscribers, small but loyal, as Sandy's daughter remembers.
There's a picture of her on the Facebook page where it's my mom holding a big box of papers and shoving it into her trunk to drive it around, and that was about 800 papers.
After Sandy's tragic death, the family took a step back. It was unclear whether the paper would continue.
But when the paper went on pause after her passing, there was such an outcry from the community that they wanted this paper back.
Partnering with the spokesman, they revived the paper and its viewership, growing from 800 to 60,000 nationwide, making it one of the most highly circulated black newspapers in the country. For Renika, she's honored to continue her mom's legacy alongside her grandma.
I love working with my grandma. That's like amazing. And to do that and be able to produce this is like the best thing that we could have ever done.
And they will publish a print edition the first Sunday of every month, and you can find online issues at blacklensnews.com. It's community funded, which means it will be available for free, both online and in print. In studio, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
All right, Jordan, thank you. Well, the Gonzaga Bulldogs a little more than 24 hours away from arguably their biggest game of the season. The Zags take on rival St. Mary's tomorrow night at the McCarthy Athletic Center. A win would go a long ways to helping them get back to the NCAA tournament. Our Peter Choi is live at GU tonight, and Peter, students are camping out to get the best seats for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I've seen a lot of different types of college traditions, but this is one of the coolest I've seen so far here. I can hear the music. You can't probably smell it, but I can smell pasta already here. And as you can see, students are already set up their tents for tomorrow's game. And this chilly weather. It's a little bit chilly, but that didn't stop these students from coming out here. So these students began setting up their tents around 2 this afternoon, and each student got their tent numbers a week ago. And starting tomorrow morning, these students will line up by their tent numbers and get their tickets. Now I'm here with Gonzaga University's freshman James Clapp. Right? And how a lot of excitement going on right now, but how excited are you for tomorrow's game?
Oh, I'm so excited. I know it's going to be a Gonzaga win. I feel really good about it, and I'm happy to be out here.
Gotcha. And obviously, it's going to be really cold tonight. Right. How much are you guys prepared for this cold?
Me and my boys, we have sleeping bags, hand warmers. It'll be a good night. It's easy, so we're just excited. That keeps us warm.
Gotcha. And the game will start tomorrow at 7:30. And we're live at Gonzaga University. Peter Choi, 4 News Now. Back to you.
He's having too much fun out there. All right, there's still a lot more to come on 4 News Now at 6. A staple of downtown Spokane is closing down after 55 years, saying goodbye to the Glendow Academy. And what the Reardon-Edwall School District says could happen to school security if a levy isn't passed this month. We'll be right back.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+. Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
Hi, I'm Ken, and I'm a lawyer.
I'm Donnie, and I'm not, but I am an advocate.
So am I.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
I'm an advocate.
Seriously injured? You deserve justice. You deserve an advocate.
That's us.
All of us.
7 years ago is a pretty great way to start a speech. But if it's also the same age as your furniture, it might be time for a home refresh during the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and check out special purchases while they last. Plus 6 years, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The President's Day Super Sale on now at Furniture Row.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. an international sensation, but you haven't heard them.
Stomp at First Interstate Center for the Arts, February 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Experience the Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Explore better boats, the largest selection of inventory, and the biggest savings, all under one roof, inside the region's largest indoor showroom. Discover the latest models from the industry's best brands, including Cobalt, Malibu, Axis, Barletta, Chris-Craft, Harris, Regal, and Cruisers Yachts, plus our huge display of pre-owned inventory. Mark your calendars and make waves with us at the biggest event of the year, happening February 1st through February 10th. The Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo. Better boats, better prices, better event.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Spokane. One weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Donnie, what will the advocates do to get our clients justice?
Everything.
And what do they pay if we don't win?
Nothing.
So we give.
Our all.
And the clients pay?
Nothing.
Unless we win. Pretty good deal.
Pretty great deal.
Injured? You deserve an advocate.
The whole world's gonna see the real Apollo Creed. Lightning fast and hard to catch. No playing, no jiving, just business.
The legendary Rocky actor Carl Weathers died last night. He embodied the 80s strongman in films, grappled with tough social issues on TV series like The Heat of the Night, and gained a new, younger audience in his Emmy-nominated role as the leader of the bounty hunters in the Star Wars series, The Mandalorian.
It's always such a joy to provide entertainment for people who really enjoy what you do.
Carl Weathers, an action star who lit up screens with heft and heart, was 76 years old. Well, after 55 years in business, the iconic Glendow Academy is closing. Marissa Rio is live there now and shares the impact it's had on other local stylists.
That's right, Derek. Glendow Academy has been providing top-tier training in Spokane since 1969. Whether that's been teaching people how to do hair or do nails, this school has left a mark on many local stylists. Now, this is a family-owned business, and there's just no one left that wants to continue on its legacy.
It's very emotional, especially since I grew up in the industry.
Words from Glendow's daughter, whose earliest memory of the salon was working the front desk while she was in high school. What you don't see when you drive past Glendow Academy are the memories it holds inside. It has played a pivotal role in many local stylists' careers, like one woman who graduated from there over 20 years ago as a single mom.
They were there. There was an understanding, and they helped you and they supported me in that, and all of the ladies there supported me in that. So having that kind of family culture in the beauty industry, that we've got you, we're here for you, is kind of what I came away with from there.
Scarlett now owns Broadway Salon and Spa and has hired a few girls who also graduated from Glendow Academy. Her son also graduated from there and has since opened up his own barbershop as well.
I just am proud to have that legacy in my life, to have that whole story come full circle. It's special, and it's something we get to share together. And, you know, hard to say goodbye to a legacy like Glendow when they've offered so much for my family.
Glendow's daughter said she takes so much pride in the community's outpouring support.
They really touch our heart, and I know they touch my father's heart. He's very emotional about it. I'm extremely emotional about it. I could break out in tears right now during this interview. It's the impact has been huge, and I can't thank the community enough.
Glendow Academy will officially close down on March 8th. Reporting live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Quite a run, though. The Wet Whistle in downtown Spokane is closing its doors next week. The cocktail and coffee bar said in a post on Instagram that it's crafting a fresh space for something better suited for downtown. If you want to try the spot before it closes, its last day will be February the 10th. A new drive-through coffee shop is coming to Spokane's Northwest Boulevard. The old car repair shop that stood for years at the corner of TJ Meanock and Northwest Boulevard is gone by late June. The Human Bean Coffee is expected to be up and brewing. It'll also serve up smoothies, teas, and hot breakfast items to go.
Good little pun right there. As we head through the rest of the night and into the weekend, things will be fairly dry, but by the time we get to the second half of Saturday, things are going to be headed back towards, well, the soggy once again. We'll show you how long the rain's going to be sticking around this time and if you might see more than rain this weekend in your First Alert forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Living in the Inland Northwest has its advantages, and one of those is working with amazing people who dedicate their time and efforts to help others. STCU's Volunteers Count is a program to say thank you for this service and inspire others to give back too. Please tell us about a volunteer at a local nonprofit that inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate them. Help us showcase those people who give of their time and truly make a difference. Volunteers Count, brought to you by 4 News Now and STCU.
Where would you get engaged? At our most spectacular historic hotel? On the prairie? On a mountaintop? Wherever you get engaged, we want to help you mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers, where Spokane gets engaged since 1950.
Elementary, we love some GMA in our mornings.
Yes, next week, Abbott Elementary is finally back. But first, Quinta Brunson and Cheryl Lee Ralph are coming to
Good Morning America. Good morning, America.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
The controversial procedure, changing the color of your eyes.
It's a dream come true.
Next, Inside Edition. Not happy with the eyes you were born with? She's gone from brown to blue.
How does having blue eyes make you feel?
So has she. But is it safe? Then, ghost malls. Where did all the shoppers go? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
It's Punxsutawney Phil!
The nation's favorite rodent, favorite might be, optional word there, has decided we're in for an early spring. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration shows his accuracy rate in the past 10 years is actually under 40%. However, the National Weather Service Climate Prediction Center is calling for above-average temperatures across a huge part of the U.S. this month. So, I mean, come on, Matt. It's an El Nino year. Of course he's going to say spring's coming early. That's the easy way to go here.
I do agree that he had it a little easy this year, and he probably is going to end up being proven right. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in some more depth, about how the rest of the year may start shaking out at 6:30. But right now, let's remind you that old Phil, the accuracy, even when you drill down to just the Spokane area, it's still not that great. 46%. My man's out here working the old F+. And in college, they told me C's get degrees. So I got my degrees, so hey, you know, I set the bar somewhere. Let's talk about your forecast. Temperatures in the 40s each afternoon. Lows in the middle 30s just cool enough Sunday morning. We may see a little wintry mix pop in around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And the reason why is we are going to have some cool air coming in, or the door is going to open for some cooler air to come in. We've had this low pressure sitting off the coast all week long, southerly winds and extremely warm air being pushed into the Pacific Northwest from the south. Well, this storm is going to take a dive to the south. It's headed for a California vacation. And what we are left behind with is a fairly unusual pattern for us, where wet weather is coming from the east to the west as we go through the day on Saturday. And some cooler air will likely come in for that as well as this warm system continues to track to the south, and that'll help lower our snow levels and make it feel a little more like winter around here. We're in the mid-30s to start the day, low 40s for the afternoon, and by the afternoon you should have the rain gear ready, because once it starts, at least at the very beginning of it during Saturday evening, it looks like we could have some fairly substantial rain. Now let's show you how that plays out here. This is Saturday morning, right along the state line. We're going to be watching for rain and mountain snow. By the time we get to lunchtime, the rain's starting up in Coeur d'Alene, the Silver Valley, and across the Idaho Panhandle. Now, there in the afternoon, you can see some of these darker green colors, so that signifies some heavier rain in this initial push, which is going to come here between that 2 to 4 or 5 p.m. in the afternoon time frame here around Spokane. We see the rain spread across central Washington, mainly along I-90 and to the south as we're waking up Sunday morning. But notice here, we've got some of that blue. So some of those higher benches around Spokane, around Coeur d'Alene, good chance that we will see at least a little bit of snow mixing in. The one thing we don't expect, however, is accumulations. After all, ground temperatures are still going to be quite warm. So nothing's going to stick in the valleys and lowlands, but at least it'll kind of look like winter in the morning for a few of you. Then as we get into Sunday evening, small chance for the sun to come out before the night is through as we start to dry out. Not a lot of snow to deal with, although skiers will be happy with 3 to 5 inches at Lookout Pass. Quite frankly, skiers will be happy with anything after this last week, and there was a lot of melting up in the mountains, so at least we could build a little bit of that back. Tonight, look for areas of patchy fog. We'll be in the middle and upper 30s, and once again, a lot closer to our average high for this time of the year than our average lows, which would still be in the low 30s. Now, for the afternoon, upper 30s, low 40s, so getting closer and closer to what would be a normal early February temperature range. But we're not there quite yet, and we really won't get there through this upcoming week. We're just kind of going to stay in that 3 to 5 degrees above average range all the way through the upcoming week, and likely even into next weekend.
All right, Matt. And a reminder, you can take the forecast with you this weekend. Download the 4 News Now weather app on your phone. Well, the lineup for this year's Inlander Restaurant Week is out. Gander and Ryegrass, Klinkerdagger, Lumberbeard Brewing, and Chowderhead are just some of the places you can look forward to good eats. 4 News Now got a sneak peek a couple of weeks ago. Over 100 restaurants and breweries are offering 3-course meals at 3 different price points. The 10-day event starts on February the 22nd. You can find the link to the full lineup on KXLY.com. All right, coming up, Connecticut becoming the first state to cancel medical debt for hundreds of thousands of people, and the first parent of a school shooter to stand trial for their alleged involvement. The closing arguments today for Jennifer Crumbly after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features new and upcoming MMA stars battling it out for the next big ticket fight. King of the Cage live at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, February 15th.
Winning is just the beginning. BECU would like to congratulate Northeast Youth Center, grand recipient of the People Helping People Award in Spokane.
Northeast Youth Center serves as a way for families, single parents, to be able to work. Our mission is to take care of their children for them so they can take care of their families. We have a variety of different children with a variety of different behaviors here. That generous grant from BECU will help us to be able to sustain all the activities that we do here.
dinosaur adventure roars into Spokane. One weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age, featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground and a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. Tickets at DinosaurAdventure.com.
Fly me to the moon. Hospice of North Idaho's annual wine tasting auction wants to send you on a trip of your dreams. Enter to win a luxury resort experience in Las Vegas or a customized trip of your choice. Purchase raffle tickets before the event. The winner will be announced at Hospice Wine Tasting Auction at the Coeur d'Alene Resort. Win prizes and bid on silent and live auction items. While there, enjoy acclaimed wines paired with fine culinary delights. Call or click today for information and wine taste event tickets.
7 years ago is a pretty great way to start a speech. But if it's also the same age as your furniture, it might be time for a home refresh during the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and check out special purchases while they last. Plus 6 years, no interest. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The President's Day Super Sale on now at Furniture Row.
Queen Nation, the ultimate tribute to the music of Queen, live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, March 7th. Get your tickets now for the #1 ranked Queen Tribute Act.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now is brought to you by Whitworth University.
Plane just crashed into a building here.
Take a look. 3 people were killed when a small plane crashed into a mobile home park in Florida. Around 7 p.m., the single-engine plane radioing Mayday to the Clearwater St. Pete Airport, reporting engine failure before disappearing from the radar about 3 miles north of the runway at the site of that mobile home park. Firefighters rushing to the scene, finding 4 mobile homes on fire and the plane lodged inside one of them. Firefighters were able to evacuate people nearby and quickly put out those flames. Closing arguments began this afternoon in the involuntary manslaughter trial of Jennifer Crumbley, whose teenage son killed 4 students in a Michigan high school in 2021. She's the first parent of a school shooter to stand trial for this. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez breaks down the cross-examination.
Mother Jennifer Crumbley took the stand for a second day Friday in her involuntary manslaughter trial, facing cross-examination.
You have been described by your attorney as a hyper-vigilant parent.
Correct.
Okay. Do you agree with that?
I do.
The prosecution pressed Crumbley on gifting her then 15-year-old son Ethan a gun, the one he used 4 days later to kill 4 people and wound 7 others at Oxford High School in 2021.
I explained yesterday that it was for him to use at the shooting range. We didn't just hand him a gun as a here you go, son. It was something he could use when we went to the range as a family together.
The questions also centered around their family dynamic and her relationship with her son, after her attorney described her as a hypervigilant mom.
Your son told his only friend that he had asked you for help.
No, I don't deny that.
Okay. And you also don't deny that he told his only friend that you laughed at him.
I do not deny that.
When asked to speak on a drawing her son drew on a school assignment showing a gun, bullet, and blood the morning of the shooting, Crumbley noted what part troubled her.
I honestly thought the guy on there was a poor drawing of Batman, the way the thing in the cat. I thought it was a cape. I didn't know.
You thought that was a cape?
I did. I didn't look at that closely.
What did you think of the gun?
I thought it was a gun.
What about the thoughts won't stop, help me? Did that ring out to you?
Yes, that was what was concerning to me.
Crumbley faces 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Her husband will go on trial in March on the same charges. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Well, the remains of 3 U.S. service members who were killed in last weekend's drone attack in Jordan returned to the U.S. soil Friday. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden joined grieving families for the dignified transfer of the fallen heroes. Their deaths are the first blamed on Iran-backed military groups who have been ramping up their attacks on American forces since mid-October. The Pentagon says the retaliatory strikes will be a multi-target, multi-day assault in several countries in the region. Well, more babies in the U.S. are being born early. The CDC finds the rate of preterm births rose 12% between 2014 to 2022, and it doesn't know why. In general, doctors don't know why people give birth earlier than their due date. but babies born prematurely are at risk for short-term health issues like infections and breathing problems. They might also develop long-term conditions like asthma, hearing loss, and stomach problems. In a major announcement this morning, Connecticut is set to become the first state in the country to cancel people's medical debt. The state will wipe out about $650 million in debt for around 250,000 people this year. The governor says this will provide financial breathing room for many people in the state with a large wealth gap.
This is not something they did because they were spending too much money. This is something because they got hit with a medical emergency. They should not have to, suffer twice, first with the illness, then with the debt.
In cities like Chicago and D.C. that have canceled debt, the amount per household has ranged from $25 to six figures. Almost 20% of American households carry medical debt, disproportionately impacting Black and Latino families. Eligible families in Connecticut include those whose medical debt equates to 5% or more of their annual income, or whose household income is up to 400% of the federal poverty line. All right, coming up here on 4 News Now, it's 6:30.
Voters in the Reardon-Edwall School District will be deciding on a levy that could impact the future of many school programs. Coming up, why school security could be on the ballot.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Plus, 6 years, no interest. The President's Day Super Sale. On now at Furniture Row.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
This is amazing.
You blow me away.
Help me make it rain.
Just like that.
Let's go! Yes!
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Spokane. 1 weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit Queen for only $299.99. Plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Denver Mattress.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, voters in the Reardon-Edwall School District are now getting ready to cast their votes on the district's replacement levy. The levy funds 15% of the district's operating budget and funds all school programs that state funding does not cover. Bronte Sorotsky explains why the district says school security could be impacted if it fails.
Having school security has never been more important. It's one of the main reasons why the district is hoping that this levy passes.
The reality is if you don't have security measures and people around to protect the children, you're going to have Uvalde.
Brad Eiler is the Director of Security and Emergency Manager for the Reardon-Edwall School District. He's in charge of implementing security measures like single-point entry, upgraded camera systems, and more.
schools have become a target for evil, and so my job is to mainly protect the children from those external threats.
It's also one of the jobs that could be on the line if the school district's upcoming levy fails this month. The levy would replace one that voters approved in 2021. If it is approved, it would replace the current levy, which has dropped to $1.56 with rising home values, and bring it back to $2 per $1,000 of assessed property value.
And so this levy going to $2 will generate more funding for our district.
But if the levy fails, the district has plans in place before they would have to cut staff.
If the levy fails, we'll run it again in April. Some things that people don't realize is it actually costs money to run a levy.
But if that doesn't work,
we are going to be looking at making staffing cuts.
Ballots have already been mailed out to voters, and as a reminder, they are due by February 13th. Reporting in Reardon, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Now, other school districts have propositions on the ballot, including Central Valley and Spokane Public Schools, which we have already covered for you. But be sure to stay informed this special election and find all of our stories at KXLY.com/forthepeople. Well, dinosaurs are taking over Spokane this weekend. Dinosaur Adventure is at the Spokane County Fairgrounds, where you'll find dozens of realistic dinosaurs to marvel at. All of them move and roar as you walk by, and you can even ride some of them.
There. Riding the dinosaurs. Are you kidding me? They get to climb up on top of these things and ride them.
The exhibit runs through Sunday. You can buy tickets at DinosaurAdventure.com.
Oh, man, that looks like fun. And here is a live look over Spokane. Pavilions all lit up in a nice red color this evening. A little bit of blue there, too. We have got a pretty nice night in store for us. We saw a lot of breaks from the wet weather today, just cloudy skies around the region. And we saw some of that ever-present winter fog this morning. Likely going to see a little bit more fog tonight. Temperatures are in the low 40s, and they won't get that much cooler than this as we head on through the night, as the mild weather pattern we're in continues, at least for now. Now, heading into tomorrow, don't get comfortable with the drier conditions because the rain will return. For the most part, I would not worry about rain too much up through lunchtime, but once we get into the afternoon and especially during the evening, you definitely want to have those raincoats and the rain boots handy as our next round starts to move in. Now, here is your forecast for the weekend. So we start off with rain during the second half of the day for most of us on Saturday, and then you can see our temperatures down to about 34 degrees Sunday morning. That'll be just cool enough that some of the higher benches around town we'll end up seeing a little wintry mix along with the rain, and then hopefully we can get some sun to poke out before we reach the end of the weekend on Sunday afternoon. And you can see here our snow levels steadily dropping, and so that means wintry feelings on our mountain passes and for our ski areas, and that is going to be welcome news for everyone after we had those very, very warm temperatures earlier on this week. Now, as far as the long term goes, well, definitely should be expecting some more warmer weather. We'll talk about your long-term outlook coming up in your full forecast.
All right, talk to you in a bit, Matt. A missing teenage girl from Mount Vernon is returning home tonight. She was found more than 2,200 miles from home in the home of a convicted sex offender in Michigan. She disappeared 3 weeks ago. Police discovered a car ride was ordered for the girl by 30-year-old Keith Frickson. Michigan detectives say he was able to use an online platform to allegedly groom, kidnap, and assault the 14-year-old. Her mother now calling for change and protections for kids on social media.
How many more children have to be victimized before these social media platforms are held to a higher standard? How many more families have to suffer the way mine has?
Frickson's charges include human trafficking of a minor and criminal sexual conduct. He faces life in prison. It's likely he'll also face charges in Washington as well. Well, after the rush of the holidays, many food banks find their donation shelves empty. The Salvation Army Kroc Center in Coeur d'Alene just kicked off their Families Feeding Families food drive to fill the gap. With the cold weather, many families in need face a financial battle as they decide whether to keep their home heated or spend money on food. This February, the Kroc Center is stepping in to keep food pantries stocked and families facing food insecurity fed.
We have more people right now that are facing food insecurity, and it's really important that the people in our community know that as part of this community, we want to all take care of each other and that we need to all be able to take care of each other.
Now, you can donate protein-rich food items for the food drive anytime between now and February 16th. All donations can be dropped off at the Kroc Center. More information on how to donate, you can visit our website, KXLY.com. All right, still ahead on 4 News Now, this American Heart Month, a focus on women's heart health. The University of Washington has what you need to look out for. Next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Foothills Mazda.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
At Fisher Investments, we may look like other money managers, but we're different.
How so?
We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our clients' best interest, so we don't sell any commission-based products.
Then how do you make money?
We have a simple management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority by getting to know their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more.
Wow. Maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
What makes me strong?
Every shot I take.
Every paddle I pull.
Every delicious bite.
Every good long laugh.
Every story about our ancestors.
My family, my community, my tribe.
Our connection, that's our strength.
We use our strength to support each other. If you or someone else is struggling with mental health or thinking about suicide, call or text for help. That is a sign of strength we share.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Spokane. 1 weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Next ET, our Jeremy Renner exclusive, Hawkeye and Avengers Return.
I'll be ready.
Plus, only we're in Kingston, Jamaica, inside Bob Marley's home-turned-museum. Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Remember that cold snap in January? You could be feeling it now with your energy bill. I'm Derek Dice from 4 News Now. There's a 5-month wait to get an energy audit from Avista, but I'm getting you that money-saving information now. Watch my home energy audit Thursday on Good Morning Northwest.
Well, it's Groundhog Day again. Philly Phil. Not a great track record in the Spokane area, especially in the last few years. Did get last year right, and I think this year he'll add another check mark to a list that definitely needs more check marks. But enough about the rat. Let's talk about what's going to be happening for the rest of this month and as we head into spring. Right now, we're talking about low pressure off the coast that has really been driving some of this warm weather. This is going to take a dive to the south here. It's actually going to open the door for some cool air to move into the inland northwest starting this weekend. And a very unusual pattern for us where we'll actually see wet weather start in the east in Montana and work its way to Idaho and then eastern Washington, as opposed to what normally happens, which is when they're coming from the Cascades, those storm systems. Now, as time goes on, eventually this overall pattern is going to lead to higher chances for cool weather across the western United States. And that includes here in the inland northwest. Now, this is starting on the 8th of February, continues on almost up to Valentine's Day. And so it is likely that we're going to continue to see at least average to slightly below average temperatures, perhaps even by next weekend and into the following week. And maybe we could get some snow in our valleys and lowlands then, because that might be the only opportunity, because look what happens here. This is the outlook for late February from the U.S. Climate Prediction Center. And just looking at some of the long-term computer models, I mean, basically we're heading back into, well, here's high pressure over the west coast and not much is happening. We've been in that pattern a lot this winter. What are the reasons why it's been so warm and fairly snowless in the lower elevations, except for a couple of weeks here and there? And you know what? When you look at the 3-month outlook, not a whole lot changes. Much of the northern U.S. expecting warmer than average conditions. And for us, especially heading into late February and early March, when snow can be very hit or miss depending on temperatures, that is a real downer for us if you want some more snow. Average for El Nino winters is about 34 inches. These are the last two strong El Ninos, the winter of 14 to 15, the winter of 15 and 16. And we are right smack dab in the middle of those two. And I gotta say, I'm wondering, where does the valley snow come from over the next few weeks? I think basically in the next 2 weeks is going to be our best shot here, or in about a week from now. And perhaps whatever we manage to sprinkle on, if we can somehow get measurable snow this weekend, which I think is highly unlikely, but we will get some wet weather. Here is noon Saturday. Here's Saturday afternoon. So by the afternoon, everybody's got to have the raincoats handy. And as temperatures cool overnight into Sunday morning, some of the higher benches around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene may flip over to a wintry mix, or perhaps even all snow. Just don't expect it to be very much, and don't expect it to be for very long, as the system fizzles out fairly quickly on Sunday. If it fizzles out quick enough, we may even see a few peaks of sunshine before the sun goes down Sunday night. And we're back to another wet weather system coming in for Monday, and we'll talk about that over the weekend. But here's how your Saturday is going to go. First half of the day looks pretty good. Second half of the day, yeah, definitely want to make sure you get that rain gear ready. And here's the snow mounts for this weekend for our local ski areas. It's something. And after the last week we've had, something is better than nothing. It has been a tough ski season. Glad to see at least we get a little bit out on the slopes. Temperatures are going to kind of stabilize here in the low 40s and not move all that much over the next week. Better luck next weekend.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. The University of Washington wants to focus on women's heart health because too often they're more worried about taking care of others before themselves. Dr. Ruchi Kapoor, a UW Medicine Heart Institute cardiologist, says women face risks that men do not, and women are vulnerable to a wider range of symptoms with a heart attack than men. That's why, in this interview from UW Medicine, she says women and their doctors need to take their symptoms seriously.
A lot of times it might be just, I'm getting very short of breath, I'm getting nauseous, I'm having jaw pain, and it's a failure to recognize that those are still symptoms of heart attack that leads to delay in care for them.
Dr. Kapoor suggests women take care of themselves by becoming aware of numbers that affect their lives. That is blood pressure, cholesterol, lipid levels, weight, and body mass index. Keeping track of all of those can go a long way towards preventing heart disease. Well, new data links drinking a glass or more of 100% fruit juice each day to a small increase in weight for both adults and kids. With rising numbers of obese children and concerns for dental cavities, the American Academy of Pediatrics says babies younger than 1 should avoid juice entirely, and kids younger than 6 should have less than a cup per day. All right, WSU Women's Hoops is taking on number 6 Colorado tonight, and they have to do it without their best player.
It's going to be tough. How the Cougars plan to go on without their star player, Charlize Ledger-Walker. We hear from the Cougs about the challenge ahead next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Goodbye, Speed Demon.
Oh, we get it. It's hard to say goodbye to your car. AutoNation is here to make it easy for you. To see how much your car is worth and get top dollar fast, visit AutoNation.com or see us in person today.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
Where would you get engaged? At our most spectacular historic hotel? On the prairie? On a mountaintop? Wherever you get engaged, we want to help you mark your moment. Tracy Jewelers, where Spokane gets engaged since 1950.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
Get your tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
It's Falco's biggest end-of-season closeout sale ever. Enviro fireplaces are in stock and on sale. Display and demo models with over $1,000 in savings. Don't wait until next season. Get the best deal of the year now at Falco's. Enviro fireplaces are in stock and installation appointments are available today. Ask about special financing and clean air discounts too. Falco's Enviro closeout sale on now. 9310 East Sprague, Spokane Valley.
The President's Sale starts now at More Furniture, and it's your chance to save with store-wide sale pricing and special interest-free financing. Take a full 60 months to pay with no down payment on the furniture you need, all on sale. Our newest 2024 arrivals are in stock and ready for delivery. And with 60 months interest-free financing, you can take it home today with no down payment. Visit morefurniture.com to preview sale specials.
So long, happy little blue car?
Oh, we get it. It's hard to say goodbye to your car. AutoNation is here to make it easy. For a super fast appraisal and a top dollar offer, visit AutoNation.com or see us in person today.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Brainstorm at KXLY.com.
All right, welcome back. Gonzaga gearing up for its biggest home game of the season, a showdown against rival St. Mary's tomorrow. Sports director Julian Minnesone is here. And Julian, why is tomorrow's game so crucial for the Zags?
Well, this is the 114th meeting between these teams, but maybe the most important, at least in recent memory. Gonzaga is on the bubble, still fighting to solidify its NCAA tournament chances. A win over St. Mary's would be Gonzaga's best win of the season. Now, according to ESPN bracketology, Gonzaga would not be in the tournament if it started today. The Bulldogs are one of the first 4 teams out. Now, it's always a battle when Gonzaga and St. Mary's match up. The Bulldogs beat the Gales 2 out of 3 times last season, including a win in the WCC Tournament Championship game. The Bulldogs are expecting another slugfest tomorrow.
It's not going to be a finesse game. It's going to be a war, you know, in every aspect of the game, rebound and defense, just everything. I think the most physical team is going to win. And, you know, just, you know, executing their game plan and taking advantage and just taking good shots.
Tip-off is at 7:30 tomorrow in the Kennel. Now, before the men's game, the Gonzaga women will take on Pacific at home. The Bulldogs have won 15 straight games and are ranked 19th in the country. Gonzaga needs to keep winning if it wants to host in the NCAA tournament this season. Tip-off against the Tigers is at 2 o'clock tomorrow at McCarthy Athletic Center. Washington State women's hoops hosts number 6 Colorado tonight. It's the Cougars' first game without star player Charlize Ledger-Walker, who is out for the season with an ACL injury she suffered against UCLA on Sunday. Now the Cougars will have to take on one of the best teams in the country without their best player.
We have to move on, and we have to understand we can't replace Charlize, the kind of player she was, but we can. Everybody's going to have to do a little bit more. There's going to be a few more shots out there for people.
The Cougs and Buffaloes get started at 7 o'clock tonight in Pullman. WSU men's basketball has a showdown against rival Washington tomorrow in Seattle. The Cougars have been in the spotlight this season. Washington State is fighting for an NCAA tournament spot. And similar to Gonzaga, they are also one of the first 4 teams out of the tournament, according to ESPN. But head coach Kyle Smith says he's liked the way his guys have handled all the chatter about his team.
We talk about, we harp on it every day, and they've been pretty good. And if they slip, it'd only be natural. But I think they're handling it well, and we got a lot of work to do though.
And that one's a 6 o'clock tip-off tomorrow in Seattle. So a lot of hoops, including Friday Night Sports Extra tonight. I was at Ferris right now before the show, and I had a fan come up to me and ask me, what channel is it the highlights are going to be on? So the Ferris fans at least are locked in, ready for some Friday Night Hoops tonight.
The Dice family are trying to do their best to make sure that they are watching the right station. All right, the countdown to Super Bowl 58 is in full swing in Sin City. Players, superstars, and organizers are gearing up for a show unlike anything ever seen.
I know it's Vegas, and it's a lot of fun, but for us, it's a business trip in the true sense, and we're going there to play a football game.
It's going to be beyond anybody else's wildest dreams.
Las Vegas pulling out all the stops, preparing to welcome some 330,000 visitors ready for football and entertainment. R&B icon Usher is the highly anticipated halftime show. Well, the rolling hills of the Palouse are known for endless wheat fields, cougar football, and giant windmills. It's also home to a historic railroad bridge. In tonight's Air 4 Adventure, we take you just south of Rosalia.
The Milwaukee Road Bridge has stood on the edge of town for more than 100 years. The rumble of trains that once crossed it faded into history more than 40 years ago. Built in 1915, it replaced the original wood trestle and has a very unique design for a railroad bridge. The Milwaukee Road used the concrete arch design because it had to cross over a rival railroad and the state highway. The bridge is actually 2 spans, one consisting of 1 arch over what is now the Spokane-Spangle-Palouse Railway. The other has 4 arches over Pine Creek and what is now Rosalia Road, formerly Highway 195. You can take an adventure of your own across the bridge now. It's part of the Palouse to Cascades Trail State Park. The trail can be accessed at several spots on the outskirts of Rosalia. In all, the trail is 250 miles long. It's good for hiking, mountain biking, and watching for birds or other wildlife. From above the Palouse, Brian Neal, 4 News Now.
Pretty cool. Before we go to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Friday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
YWCA's 42nd Women of Achievement Luncheon is March 15th at the Convention Center. We will be celebrating 8 amazing women of achievement and the Y's 121 years of service in Spokane. Visit ywcaspokane.org for tickets.
I've been in the sporting goods business all my life. My customers tell me their best memories are fishing, camping, and at the water enjoying their time with friends and family. They tell me they want those same memories for their children and grandchildren. Elephant Boy's boating store with Mercury Outboards has now expanded to include a fishing and camping store. They are jam-packed with all your outdoor and boating needs, including Mercury Outboards. We invite you to stop by and let the tradition continue to deliver those dreams and memories. We have what you want.
BECU isn't like other financial institutions, and the difference is people. Because we're not for profit, there's no boardroom of billionaires maximizing their margins. Our biggest stakeholders are people like you. It's our members who make money meaningful, so we focus on helping them thrive. It's the art student bringing beauty to his community that makes a college loan matter. It's the mother building her family's foundation that makes a mortgage matter. It's people that make BECU matter. People like you.
We're not supposed to be out here, which is exactly why we are. With standard all-wheel drive, specially tuned off-road drive mode, designed to bring the outdoors in. The off-road ready Mazda CX-50. We're looking for outsiders.
Discover nature's most unique adventures in a Mazda CX-50. Available for immediate delivery at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Emma? My name's Emma, too. Are you?
Yeah, you. In a few years.
How?
You went back to school. Finished your degree.
Face your future with Whitworth University.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Spokane. 1 weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Spokane County Fair and Expo. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY Plus.
Well, it's getting cooler, sort of. Still above average, but, you know, low 40s are better than upper 40s and low 50s. I know everybody got really excited last weekend and earlier this week, but it's not spring just yet, no matter what that rat in Pennsylvania says. We need to have wintry weather, friends, because that way we have a nice spring and a nice summer too. You know, everything's connected together, and if you have some fun now, you're going to pay for it later. So hopefully we can get this pattern turned around, at least for the next couple of weeks.
I know I shouldn't be surprised by it, but I'm so relieved that you and Chris are on board with my Punxsutawney Phil hatred that I've become known for. I was getting like text messages and Facebook messages this morning like, happy Groundhog's Day, Derek, ready for your rant tonight on the news. So real quick, Julian, lots of high school hoops tonight.
Yeah, Fair, Shadle Park, Mount Spokane, all of them down the line. We're going to have
them tonight on Friday Night Sports Extra.
All right, we'll hope you'll join us for that tonight at 11. Everybody have a great evening and a great weekend.